It was only me that, I mean, I don't even know if I ever held my tongue. I always spoke to everything. But, you know, I spoke to it. And when I spoke to it, what you do with that information or what you do, you know, in taking advice or perspective from me, that's what you do. But I mean, nah, I don't regret any of it. It's no heartbreak because you know, he is not a person that we ain't the same. We can't outside of music, we're nothing.
You and Kanye.
Yeah, we can't be anything outside of music. Like, you know, music is where we clicked. Outside of that, his principles, his morals, his mindset, we don't see eye to eye hardly ever.
Sure.
Ever. And we never have. I've said it a lot of times. We don't.
One of the most fearless MCs, Pusha T, spoke with the New York Times on Kanye West, along with his brother Malice.
I seen him out there. You know what I'm saying? I know what's going on with him. I watch him. I watch him close. I watch him like my mom would watch him, and to know what's going on. And you know, my brother we come from just loyalty to a fault. You know, if you're my friend, you're my friend. You know what I'm saying? And I just seen him in the mix of people who I don't think reciprocated. I'm talking about, you know, through his career. You know what I'm saying? It's like, to me, he just looked like a lone wolf out there. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, still holding up his principles and his ethics and you know, standing on business the way he stands on business.
Clipse reunited for their fourth album, and first since '09, in Let God Sort 'Em Out.
It's good to be the lone wolf sometimes.
It is good
to be the lone wolf sometimes. Yeah,
everybody knows.
Yeah, it's no
they
sympathy.
can see it.
Yeah. That's how you move out here in this world. You know what I'm saying? If you're a man, that's how you
if
move.
You're a man.
Listen, if
you're a man.
If you're a man.
Only if you're a man though. Cuz if you ain't a man,
you in trouble.
You can't move like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you got to flip-flop and kiss and do all the, you know, backbiting and you know.
Reality TV is mud wrestling.
Begging.
A wise man once said.
Yes, it is. Of course it is.
In the sit-down, there were some gem-like moments. Not to be outdone, he would say this of Travis Scott.
That was just my perspective. Like the third verse was my perspective. It all came from actually being in Paris, carrying the Utopia briefcase.
Right. Yep.
You know, doing his whole promotional spiel for his album.
Yep.
He comes, he interrupts the session. The next day, the meltdown verse or whatever comes on. Talking about P, and all of that. And I'm just like, man, you know, that was a corny. Like, you shouldn't have been here anyway.
If you knew you had
no, you didn't have to be here anyway. Yeah. I don't take it as personal as I should. It's Travis. He's harmless. Like, I'm not into what his whole makeup took it there, and you know,
because you felt like he was playing both sides.
Yeah, you know, just playing both sides, and that's corny to me. And I've done a lot to get away from that.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I'm working on a Clipse album. You know, I'm working on a Clipse album. I'm in with my brother and P. That's our circle.
That's the unit.
That's our unit. I'm out of that mix. I've been out of that mix. You know, I know where he gets it from. That's fine. I'm cool. I'm done. And then to come back in our fold. You know, to come to
make
invade.
A point of...
to invade the fold and then, you know, do all that he did. It was like, man, that was corny. That was corny.
Needless.
But you know, but I will say again, he's shameless. He does it. You've seen him do it to everybody,
including seemingly to Drake himself, right? Like
he's done it. He's done it to him. He's done it to Ye. He, you know, now he's done it. He got to pull it off in this capacity in the Clipse, and it's fine. You know, it's just what he does. I just could not speak to it.
Sure.
I've definitely had to put my hand on your shoulder before. You died in front of me. You cried in front of me. Calabasas took your bitch and your pride in front of me. Like I had to tell you, I had to help you. You know, I did. And it's like, people take that type for granted. I don't take that for granted. I don't. And I don't, but it's fine. Like, like I said, I'm not even.
Yeah. You just put it in the music. So
yeah, man.
You're in this air clearing
So
mode.
be it. So be it.
Right.
That's the idea. So be it. So be it. But you need to understand what I think about you. You just need to understand what I think about you.
There was also a bar that he dropped that I loved.
I think that the Clipse wants a certain thing and a certain sound. And I tend to believe that we are looking for things that P specifically was a fan of at one point. That we all were fans of. We don't search for sounds, we search for feeling. That's how we make music. We're looking for the feeling.
Now, before we get into it,
Inactive, that's official.
You know that? What happened to that boy?
You don't know nothing about that, Sage. Wow. Coach was in D.C. when that came out.
a few things. I have been listening to Clipse since 2002, when I had, God is my witness, and my mom, a subwoofer in the back of my 95 Jeep Grand Cherokee that was beat up. Reason being, not going to say. Regardless, wasn't me. Regardless. Seeing them reunite has me salivating for what they are going to put out. We have seen the YouTube videos, the music videos at this point. They're fantastic. What I love about Pusha T is that I've seen him a few times, fantastic performer. What I love about Pusha T is what you see is what you get. You know his ambitions, you know his heart, and you know his character. The reason that he is so comfortable speaking out against so many people is because not only does he do his homework and do his sourcing, but it's because he is true to himself and he is true to the art. Like when he's going after Travis Scott in another, go listen to the podcast, by the way. Go listen to the full hour 19 or whatever it was, because there was a lot in there. When he's talking about guys who don't rap in the rap category, that hit home for me. Because that is exactly the problem I have with Travis Scott, aside from just being a hype man. He's whack. His approach is whack. His politics are whack. The way that all is forgiven after Astroworld, whack. Like he doesn't care about anybody but himself. I have never seen a more selfish person, aside from Kanye West. Which goes to show you a lot about both men. Pusha T going after Kanye, saying they have nothing to relate on except for the music, hits home so hard. Because as we have seen Kanye's turn, or as Van Lathan told us in one of his episodes of Higher Learning, that he actually said a lot way worse stuff about supporting the Big H and Nazism in that Candace Owens TMZ session where Van laid into him. Like, if you are still riding with that guy, it says a lot about you. So I want to thank Clipse for putting out the album. Can't wait to listen to it. I believe it comes out in mid-July. And I am just thankful that we have someone like Pusha T, Kendrick, a few others, who are willing to show that they are about it. And you cannot deter them. And are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.